Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Government announces setting up of Shri Janmabhoomi Teerth Shetra Trust for the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Cabinet approves amendment to bring cooperative banks under the regulatory control of RBI. 11th edition of Def Expo inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Lucknow today. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces on the outskirts of Srinagar. Vivad Se Vishwas Bill to facilitate compliance by taxpayers tabled in Lok Sabha. And in sports, chasing a target of 348, New Zealand were 164 for 2 in 28.1 overs in the first ODI against India at Hamilton. The Union Cabinet has decided to set up a trust for the construction of a Ram Temple in Ayodhya. An announcement to this effect was made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Lok Sabha today. The Prime Minister said the trust has been named as Shri Janmabhoomi Teerth Shetra. He said the land will be transferred to the trust for the purpose.
मेरी सरकार ने फैसला किया है कि अयोध्या कानून के तहत अधिगृहित संपूर्ण भूमि जो लगभग 67.703 एकड़ है और जिसमें भीतरी और बाहरी आंगन भी सम्मिलित है, उसे नवगठित श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र को हस्तांतरित किया जाए.
He added that the Uttar Pradesh government has agreed to give 5 acres of land to the Sunni Waqf Board as directed by the Supreme Court in the Ayodhya matter. Immediately after the House assembled for the day, the Prime Minister made the statement. He said Shri Janmabhoomi Teerth Shetra can take decision independently for the construction of the temple.
श्री राम जन्मस्थली पर भगवान श्री राम के भव्य मंदिर के निर्माण के लिए और इससे संबंधित अन्य विषयों के लिए एक बृहद योजना तैयार की है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेशों के अनुसार एक स्वायत्त ट्रस्ट श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र का गठन करने का प्रस्ताव पारित किया गया है. ये ट्रस्ट अयोध्या में भगवान श्री राम की जन्मस्थली पर भव्य और दिव्य श्री राम मंदिर के निर्माण और उससे संबंधित विषयों पर निर्णय लेने के लिए पूर्ण रूप से स्वतंत्र होगा.
The Prime Minister also hailed the maturity shown by the people of India after the Ayodhya verdict. He said the people of India displayed remarkable faith in democratic processes and procedures. The Prime Minister said in India, be it Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, Buddhist, Parsi or Jain, everyone is a part of one family. He said development must take place for every member of the family and his government is moving forward with Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas policy so that everyone is happy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 11th edition of the Def Expo in a short while ago in Lucknow. It is a flagship biennial event of the Ministry of Defence. Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Minister of State for Defence Shri Yeso Nayak, UP Governor Anandiben Patel, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and several ministers of the state government will attend the inaugural ceremony. The 11th edition of Def Expo promises to bring new technologies and technological solutions. Defence manufacturing companies from India and abroad showcase their products and services in the defence arena on a single platform. Our correspondent covering the event has filed this report.
Hundreds of delegates, including defence heads, ministers and representatives of defence production companies of various countries, have reached the vast Def Expo 2020 ground at Vrindavan area in Lucknow. The main theme of Def Expo is India, the emerging defence manufacturing hub, and the focus will be on digital transformation of defence. First session of the day started with seminar on Indo-French defence production, and there will be 19 such sessions of different issues related to defence production. On the last 2 days, general public will also get a chance to visit the various pavilions of Def Expo 2020. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Union Cabinet met today under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Several important decisions were taken. In a major decision, the Cabinet has approved the amendment to RBI to bring the cooperative banks under the regulatory framework of the RBI. Briefing the media, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said there are 1,540 cooperative banks in the country and the move will bring in transparency and accountability.
बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 2019 के तहत मूल बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन एक्ट में सुधार करते हुए इनको भी जैसे कमर्शियल बैंकों के आरबीआई के मापदंड लागू होते हैं और रेगुलेशन में लाते हैं वैसे रहेगा। ये केवल बैंकिंग के मुद्दे के लिए ये रेगुलेशन रहेगा। बाकी जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव और रोज के कोऑपरेटिव रजिस्ट्रार का जो रेगुलेशन होता है वो चलता रहेगा।
Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman introduced the direct tax Vivad Se Vishwas Bill 2020 in the Lok Sabha today. The bill provides for resolution of the disputed tax. The bill was allowed to be presented in the Lok Sabha after stiff opposition from the Congress members Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Congress member Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary took serious exception to the title of the bill. He also quoted the rule under which a bill has to be laid. He alleged that the government is subtly imposing Hindi. He also said the government is trying to favour the business class through the bill. Dr. Tharoor also opposed that by introducing this bill, the government's fiscal collection will come down. The bill was allowed to be introduced by voice vote. The finance minister assured the House that the bill was aimed only to ease the compliance by the taxpayer who otherwise had to go to court to defend his case. The government has brought a structured and formula-based solution to the dispute. In Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were killed while another one was caught alive in the Parimpura area at the outskirts of Srinagar today. One CRPF Jawan was also martyred in the gun battle. A CRPF spokesperson said that 3 motorcycle-borne terrorists shot at a security personnel who was manning a checkpost in Parimpura area. He said the security forces promptly resorted to fire, killing 2 terrorists on the spot while the third one was caught alive. In yet another ceasefire violation, Pakistani army resorted to unprovoked firing and heavy mortar shelling in Shahpur and Kirni sectors of Poonch district last evening. A defense spokesperson said that around 4:30 p.m., Pakistani army started firing and heavy mortar shelling on civilian areas and Indian forward posts along the LOC. It continued till late night. Indian army gave a befitting reply to the Pakistani firing. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, visit our News on AIR app and follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. You can also visit our website www.newsonair.com. The Prime Minister will visit Kokrajhar in Assam on Friday. He will address a gathering to hail the historic Bodo Agreement, which was signed on the 27th of last month. It was signed by the centre, the Assam government and various Bodo factions for peace and development in the Bodo region. Under this accord, the centre will provide a 1,500 crore rupee package in 3 years for the development of the Bodo areas. Speaking to AIR News exclusively, Pratibha Brahma, a leading columnist, hailed the accord as historic.
It's historic for all of us because there was a long-standing demand to resolve the issue of Bodoland in the northern bank of Brahmaputra Valley, and at the same time, we were also looking forward to establish peace and harmony in the region. We feel like the signing of Third Accord has met both issues, and the clauses that has been given in the Third Accord are very significant in the sense that it has covered the demands that were being asked by the people of the region.
We now go over live to our correspondent Manas Pratim Sarma, who is in Kokrajhar to cover the historic event. Manas, how are the preparations for this evening progressing?
Well, Varsha, preparations are going on to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also celebrate the Bodo Accord at Kokrajhar. There will be a cultural show showcasing the diverse ethnic culture of Assam, and around 4 to 5 lakh people are expected to gather to hear Prime Minister. Also, the government has announced a local holiday on 7th February. That will be on Friday at BTAD area. Back to you.
Right, Manas, what are the expectations from the Bodo Accord?
Well, I met several people in the past few days, interviewed them, I spoke to them. All are optimistic that this accord would bring permanent peace in BTAD as well as in the state of Assam. Now, the need of the hour is that inclusive development, corruption-free and accessible governance. That is what people want now. And various organizations and opinion makers, they believe that the visit of this Prime Minister would act as a confidence-building measure. Back to you.
Thank you, Manas, for those details. And now our correspondent takes a look at the history of the Bodo Accord.
The first accord was signed with the All Bodo Students Union in 1993, leading to the creation of a Bodoland Autonomous Council with limited political powers. In 2003, the second accord was signed with the militant group Bodo Liberation Tigers. It led to formation of a Bodoland Territorial Council with 4 districts of Assam, Kokrajhar, Chirang, Baksa and Udalguri, called Bodoland Territorial Area District. As per the latest accord, the name of BTAD will be changed to Bodoland Territorial Region and it will have more executive, administrative, legislative and financial powers. A commission will be set up for inclusion of Bodo-dominated villages in the Bodoland Territorial Council and exclusion of those where Bodos are not in majority. Suparna Saikya, AIR News, Delhi.
Minister for Home Affairs Amit Shah congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the announcement of the formation of Shri Janmabhoomi Teerth Shetra Trust in the Parliament today. Mr. Shah said this is a day of immense joy and pride for the entire country. Home Minister congratulated the Prime Minister for his commitment to the building of Lord Shri Ram Temple, a symbol of India's belief and unwavering faith. The Supreme Court today refused to stay the Bombay High Court order upholding a Maharashtra law granting reservation to Marathas in education and jobs. A bench of Justices L. Nageshwar Rao and Deepak Gupta said the matter has been pending for long and required detailed hearing. The matter is fixed for the 17th of next month to hear at length a batch of pleas filed for and against the Maratha quota. No new corona case has been reported from Kerala other than 3 people who were tested positive of infection in the last few days. The state remains on high alert to prevent the spread of the disease. A report.
The State Health Department confirms that the condition of the 3 infected persons is stable and are presently under treatment. 2,421 people are under observation in the state, out of which 2,321 persons are in home quarantine and 100 are in isolation wards in various hospitals. 190 samples are being sent for testing. 100 samples tested negative out of the 118 samples sent to National Virology Institute. State Health Minister K.K. Shailaja said that the condition of all the patients under observation in hospital is satisfactory and there is no situation of panic. This is Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
Novel coronavirus has till now infected close to 24,400 people in China and at least 182 abroad. 491 deaths have been reported till now in China and 1 abroad. 892 have been discharged from hospital till now. Chinese Foreign Ministry has said that a number of new suspected cases dropped for a second day in a row. In cricket, in the first ODI against New Zealand at Hamilton, India has set a target of 348. Hosts New Zealand were 177 for 3 in 30.5 overs. The visitors produced a commanding batting performance to post a 347 for 4. Shreyas Iyer scored his maiden ODI century with 103 off 107 balls. KL Rahul 88 not out and skipper Virat Kohli 51 made fine 50s in the match. Tim Sadhi picked up 2 wickets for the hosts. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot will dedicate the UNESCO World Heritage Site Certificate for Jaipur to the people at a function at the historical Albert Hall this evening. UNESCO Director General Audrey Azoulay will be felicitated on the occasion. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government announces setting up of Shri Janmabhoomi Teerth Shetra Trust for the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Cabinet approves amendment to bring cooperative banks under the regulatory control of RBI. 11th edition of Def Expo inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Lucknow today. 2 terrorists killed in an encounter with security forces at the outskirts of Srinagar. Vivad Se Vishwas Bill to facilitate compliance by taxpayers tabled in Lok Sabha. And in sports, tracing a target of 348, New Zealand were 178 for 3 in 31 overs in the first ODI against India at Hamilton. And with that, we end the midday news.